Hey, welcome back here live on YouTube. Sorry for all this interruptions here for just a moment. Like I was saying, the Cincinnati Bengals team will win this game against Big Ben Roethlisberger. They've got to make sure they put pressure on DeAngelo Williams or Le'Veon Bell, which they will. Let's talk Tennessee. Marcus Mariota would not play tomorrow afternoon for some reason in Houston, Texas. Why is that? I have no clue why he won't play. We have to find and see. We have to wait and see. But I feel like this guy really wants to play so bad against this team in the Houston Texans. But the problem is the quarterback is still hurt. And we don't know how long it's going to take him to fully recover the quarterback from Oregon. I mean, this kid is great playing football. He's the greatest quarterback in that. They're going to have a problem there. Jameis Winston and Matt Ryan tomorrow on NFL Sunday Ticket. I feel like the Atlanta Falcons might lose this game tomorrow afternoon against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I do expect Jameis Winston to not fail this offense tomorrow afternoon. I expect them to win this game. Browns and Cardinals. I'm still picking Carson Palmer. Carson Palmer is the greatest quarterback in the NFL. And there is no stopping Carson Palmer tomorrow afternoon in Cleveland, Ohio. You're playing at the Dog Pound, Cleveland, Ohio tomorrow, November 1st, year 2015. And I expect this group to not fail. So they won't fail. They're going to blow them out 42-7, 42-3 should be the final score tomorrow afternoon against the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, Arizona Cardinals are playing great, solid football here. They've been playing great football. When I said they beat the Baltimore Ravens 26-16, something that was not expected from Joe Flacco when he had 9 seconds in the clock on Monday Night Football. He failed. He failed to convert that game. I mean, my being talking about a group here who has never lost an NFL game. Never. The Baltimore Ravens have never lost a road game to the Arizona Cardinals. When Ed Reed was playing, when Ray Lewis was playing. So now you feel like this group is now falling apart. I don't know what's about the Baltimore Ravens. I have no words for the Baltimore Ravens now. The Baltimore Ravens, if they lose tomorrow afternoon to the San Diego Chargers, then there could be some head coaching changes in Baltimore. Let's say what, next season? Because you really don't want to see Harbaugh lose his job. You really don't. So you got to give this guy a chance to win this game, which I think he will. I think he will definitely win this game tomorrow afternoon at home against the San Diego Chargers. It's going to be a close game. I'm going to go 29-24 over the San Diego Chargers. They got to make that Ravens defense has got to make sure to put pressure on the quarterback, Phillip Rivers. They got to stop the running back, of course. They got to stop the tight end, Antonio Gates. They all stop these guys tomorrow afternoon. In the pocket, they're going to have some problems against the script and the San Diego Chargers. Because, like I said, San Diego Chargers, they don't want to give up. They lost in the road last week against the Oakland Raiders at home. We just not expected, but it happened. It happened to them terrible. Now, the Oakland Raiders. I expect Amari Cooper to make sure he has a couple of interceptions from Fitzpatrick, the former quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, ex-quarterback for the Houston Texans in Houston, Texas. So, Amari Cooper should do it. He should do a fine job. Him and Charles Wilson should do an absolutely great job. They're going to stop the quarterback. They're going to stop the running back named last name by Ivan. So, when they stop this guy tomorrow afternoon at 3:05 on NFL Sunday Ticket, which they will, we're going to monitor this Raiders defense tomorrow afternoon. And if they do well, I'll be talking about it tomorrow on Sunday Night Reaction, like I always do. Correct? So, you folks make sure you don't change that down. Tomorrow evening, November 1st, year 2015, I will be talking about all week 8 of the NFL games, what I saw and what I did not like of either quarterback or running back or wide receiver or tight end or defense. We will find out tomorrow afternoon. Now, we're on. The Rams, I'm going with St. Louis. I love Fitzpatrick. I love Carlos Hyde, Reggie Bush. But these guys don't prove me anything. They're not proving to me anything right now. I mean, they lost to the Giants on Sunday night. They lost on Thursday night to Seattle 20-3. So they're not losing St. Louis 24-6. 24-6 should be the final score for the St. Louis Rams. On the other hand, Chicago and Minnesota Vikings, I like Minnesota's chances of beating Chicago. So I'm going to say 28-22 over the Chicago Bears. I mean, Chicago plays great football, but you're talking about Jay Cutler, the quarterback for the Chicago Bears, ex-quarterback for the Denver Broncos before Tim Tebow came in to take his place. You feel like this quarterback cannot accomplish anything. You look at Forte and Ashley Jeffrey. These guys are great. You look at Marty B inside the pocket. You look at the running back Forte. You look at the Chicago Bears defense. The Bears defense, they're going to struggle against an opponent named Adrian Peterson. And Teddy Bridgewater, he's going to run the Wildcat with Adrian Peterson. And Adrian Peterson, folks, I guarantee you tomorrow Sunday on NFL Sunday Ticket, they're going to blow out the Chicago Bears. So I like my chances on Minnesota. I'm taking Minnesota to win this game 28-22 over the Chicago Bears. Right? That's what I expect from this group. Now, this past week we listened to a family member of the NBA. He died of something that we're not aware of, but he passed away at a young age. He played for several different teams, and he won a couple of championships with those teams, but he passed away. My entire condolences go out to him and his entire family in the NBA. The Cowboys also used to play. He used to play in the early 70s. He also died. Also, my condolences go out to him and his entire family. Now, the Royals, of course, in the World Series, we don't know what the score is right now, but we will wait and see what the score will be on this game. I just feel like that pitcher last night kind of scared the heck out of him last night, and he almost nearly hurt that poor player from Kansas City. And you can see that player on the clubhouse yelling a lot of bad language to him, which we will not say on the air because we won't say it. But whatever he was telling him last night, it seemed kind of odd and weird at the same time, because that player should have been taken from the game. But unfortunately, he did not want to take him from the game. So normally this kid here, he was pitching, and he was pitching. He couldn't have hurt him. He couldn't have hurt the guy. I mean, in the World Series, folks, if you're going to scare a player who's batting inside the box, then in home plate, you got to make sure you hit him with your fastball. But you're not going to hurt him, but you're going to send him injured. You can't do that. So I expect this group to bounce back. The Royals need to bounce back tonight, because you don't want to go to Game 5 on Sunday night on ESPN Radio and ESPNRadio.com. So they got to make sure they take care of the Mets tonight in Flushing, New York City. Like I was saying earlier, the Saints need to win. The Tennessee Titans need to figure the way to win. The Colts will lose on Monday night. The Broncos will beat the Packers. The Vikings will beat the Chicago Bears. The Bengals will beat the Steelers. And the Titans will beat the Texans. Am I correct? And the Buccaneers will beat the Atlanta Falcons. The Rams will win over the 49ers. Seattle will lose to Dallas tomorrow afternoon at 3:25. The Lions will win over Kansas City Chiefs, which is expected. And Baltimore should be easy to beat the San Diego Chargers. Cleveland, Ohio will not win over the Arizona Cardinals, because that's unlikely to happen. So I believe this group will figure some kind of way out to win this game. And the Mavs, on the other hand, though, I don't know what to say about the Mavs. The season is too early to tell what's going to happen with this group. Even though they let go of the good players they should have kept a couple of years ago when they won a championship in 2011. You let go of these guys and you don't have that group anymore. So now I feel like I don't know what to expect from this group anymore. I really don't know what to expect. I mean, yes, they play great basketball here, but not the type of basketball you see on the internet or on social media. That's not the type of basketball you see playing, but still. I mean, it looks horrible. It really does look horrible, I'll tell you that right now. So we continue here today, Saturday, October 31st, year 2015, on Halloween night. Make sure if you're going out there trick-or-treating with your families, make sure you expect that candy. Make sure that candy is not poison. And kids, be careful out there when you're crossing the streets, please, because we have had a lot of injuries out there to innocent people. And who knows what could happen. Am I correct? So let's make sure to take precaution at all times, please. Now, back from the Louisville, Kentucky scandal that happened. These players were high school recruiters. They were having fun with a bunch of strippers, exotic dancers, and they paid them $10K. They were stripping parties, and they had relationships with them inside the dormitory rooms. The person who published the book, Mrs. Powell, she was involved. Then the guy last name McGee was also involved. So now reports obtained by ESPN, they're talking about, a couple of them are denying the allegations towards them, but I think they did it. I think they did it solid square. You can't lie to the media, and you cannot lie to the national NCAA college team here, the committee, because if you're lying to them, it's going to cost you some serious of consequences, folks. And I'm telling you, this is not a joke. This is serious. This is absolutely serious. Now, there is one thing I want to clear with everyone here tonight, Halloween night, October 31st, year 2015. You know, last night I was watching the news on one of my local stations. What is it with this 12-year-old boy planning to shoot up the Wild Wild West in his school, a charter school here in Dallas? I have no idea what this 12-year-old boy was thinking with his conscience, with his brain, in his mind. What were you planning to do? So you plan to kill every innocent student and staff member inside your school? Because I feel like you had it all planned out alone, man. You weren't alone, but you had to have a drawing map of the outside of your school, and you were going to target every single innocent person, which we don't think you should have done in the first place. But thank goodness to the authorities here in Dallas, this person was taken into custody. Now, we're not so sure what was his plan, but don't you think, folks, here at Halloween, October 31st, year 2015, don't you think this Wild Wild West violence needs to stop? Absolutely. Absolutely needs to stop. We gotta put an end to this Wild Wild West violence. Because if we don't put a stop to this Wild Wild West violence, then the Wild Wild West is going to continue in other public schools here in North Texas. And you really are trying to prevent something from happening to these innocent children. See, children are not safe in public schools or charter schools or academy schools. Because you don't know when the person is going to start doing the Wild Wild West. The Wild Wild West means they're going to go bang, 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 bang. And you don't want to hear the parent crying on national television when their child has been taken away from them. You don't want to hear that. So, my advice to all the public schools here in the Metroplex, you got to make sure these kids don't bring a loaded weapon inside the school. Don't tolerate them. Don't permit them to don't permit them to bring in every little weapon inside the school. Because if they decide to do something like that, folks, then innocent people will get targeted by the Wild Wild West bullets. And bullets, for Pete's sake, they have absolutely no name where they're going to target people. Every time you hear there's been shootings in colleges, schools, outside the freeways, and public places, who knows, innocent people get targeted by the Wild Wild West. I'm just starting to wonder. And I kind of figure that this group was not intentionally going to do this, but yet they keep on doing it. See, the people who do the Wild Wild West, folks, they get it from the video games that we play on our consoles. They get it from the movies that they watch at the movie theaters. And they get it from the TV shows you watch on your primetime networks. When you see the bad guy be the bad guy and the good guy being the good guy. I'm starting to learn that now. But the problem is, you absolutely do not need to be carrying, you don't need to be carrying a loaded concealed weapon inside your public school, inside your college campuses, inside your job, anywhere public. You don't need to carry a loaded weapon. You just don't. Because every time you hear something happening on the news, you're going to have people mad and probably ticked off at you, and who knows what's going to happen next. I myself have no clue what's going to happen next during this time. But let's say after Thanksgiving midnight, everybody's going shopping for their early presents. And next thing you know, the Wild Wild West is involved outside, across the street, the parking lot. People, you don't want to go out in the middle of the Wild Wild West. You don't want to get caught in the middle of the Wild Wild West. The Wild West, folks, is no joke. It's the truth and nothing but the truth. So I still believe that people need to be safe out there, whatever it is you're going. If you're going to visit a family member or anyone you know in your community, you got to make sure that that person is not doing the Wild Wild West. Because if they continue doing the Wild Wild West, bullets are going to target any one of us out there in public. And who knows what's going to happen to that person. So we got to make sure that we don't let anything like this ever happen again. Right? So we got to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone out there in public. Correct? So we got to make sure we don't see this happen. Even in our public churches, in our public places, anywhere we're at. If it's a club, public club, whatever, you got to be careful that you don't get targeted by a bullet. That's all I have to say here tonight. Saturday, October 31st, year 2015. And the weirdest news though also, folks, the weirdest news again, the kangaroo that was on the loose, my goodness, what was that kangaroo doing on the loose? It's like so funny though, man, really. I don't get it. How is this kangaroo on the loose? How is this reindeer scoring a goal in a soccer game? What are these two animals doing out there? Really? Were they just running around free in the neighborhoods? I don't know. But it was kind of funny. It really was. You should see the videos on YouTube. And they're very funny though. I'm telling you. The weirdest news never stops. It really doesn't stop because everything hearing the weird news about animals being on the loose, you feel like, what am I going to do with this animal? How do I stop this animal from scaring the heck out of everybody? And you don't know what weird animal it is, you know? So like I said, the weird news does not stop. It just doesn't, right? It just doesn't. Okay, folks, enjoy the rest of your Saturday, October 31st, year 2015. We will talk the action of the week 8 of the NFL tomorrow Sunday, November 1st, year 2015. Have a great, safe Halloween weekend. We'll see you better than ever tomorrow Sunday here on YouTube. Like us on Facebook page, Instagram and Skype and Snapchat. Have a good one, folks. Enjoy your Halloween weekend. Thanks. Grazie. Juan.